Hi everyone, my name is iiqrah. Welcome to episode 2 of this mini series on my YouTube channel called Money Matters. This series is designed to share all the knowledge I have regarding personal finance that I follow in my 20s to make smart money decisions and build wealth in the long run. I am glad you're following me along in this journey so you can master your personal finances too, because no matter how much you try to avoid it, money matters. So, in the first episode, we talked all about net worth. Watch it if you haven't already. In that video, we learned what net worth is, how to calculate it. I also revealed my personal net worth at the time of filming that video. And I also shared my free template with you all. In this video, the matter related to money that we will be discussing is all about cash flow planning and tracking. Similar to net worth, a lot of companies keep a cash flow statement for their businesses, but there is nothing stopping us individuals from keeping a cash flow statement for ourselves and using it as a financial tool for our personal finances. So, before we learn how to plan and track our cash flow, let's understand what even is cash flow. As the name suggests, it is an observation of how cash flows in and out of our lives. So, it is a summary of how cash or money is generated and spent in a given time period, detailing where the money comes in and goes, and that is basically what cash flow is. Some people also call it budgeting, income expense sheet, money management report, spending plan, and all the other wonderful names. I like to call it as a money flow statement because it paints a really nice image of what it actually is. So, if you think about a swimming pool, the water coming in through various sources like rainfall, tap, pipe become your sources of income for the money inflow, and the water going out, maybe by you splashing it about in the swimming pool or through a leakage or drainage. Those are the expenses that are going out and become your money outflow. The net water level in your swimming pool, which is the difference between your money inflow and your money outflow, becomes your net flow. And just as you would monitor your swimming pool so there are no unexpected, unaccounted for overflow or that your pool completely drains out, you can use a money flow or a cash flow statement to do the same with your income and expenses and ensure there is enough money coming in to meet your obligations, take part in opportunities, have fun without overspending or running out of money. I feel like this is also a good time to mention that there is a difference between cash flow planning and tracking. When you are planning your cash flow, that is more of you creating a budget or a spending earning plan, whereas tracking your cash flow is a more proactive and recurring work that you need to do, where you actually track the income and expenses that you make, and then you can compare it with your actual cash flow plan that you have in place. Another analogy to explain the difference between planning and tracking a cash flow: think of planning a cash flow similar to creating a diet plan. You would list out how much carbs, fiber, protein, fat, vitamins, etc. you want. These are all the expectations you are setting yourself in a diet plan or a cash flow plan. Whereas a cash flow tracker is more like a food diary, where you list the different food items you eat and at which day or what time, so that at the end of a given time period, you can compare your diet plan with your food diary or your cash flow plan with your cash flow tracker. So it is always better to be realistic than idealistic while planning your cash flow or a diet plan for that matter, so that the tracking complements the planning and avoid you from feeling stressed out or guilty about your life choices. So, if you already know you are somebody that likes to go out a few times a week, maybe to a fancy restaurant, movie, to the gym, put that in your plan so that the tracker reflects your life choices. Now, just like how you could start by keeping a food diary and then create a diet plan, or create the diet plan first and then start keeping a food diary, you can do the same with a cash flow plan and tracker. Personally, I started off by creating a cash flow plan right before I was moving to the UK to have a rough idea of how much I will earn after taxes and how much I'm expected to pay on various things. Then, after coming here, I started tracking my cash flow for about 3 months without caring too much about the plan. And at the end of the 3 months, I compared my plan with my tracker and made adjustments according to what I found the best suitable for me. And since then, I've pretty much just kept tracking my cash flow, and it's been over a year now. And I only intend to update my cash flow plan annually, or maybe after a huge financial recurring change. So, again, just a reminder, this is personal finance. So, your decisions, your situation is completely personal to you. You would have to take the time out to analyze what method fits best for you. If you want to start creating a plan first and then track, or track first and then plan, or however you want to do it, depending on your personal situation. I'm just here to let you all know that this tool exists and you should be utilizing it to find out your sources of income and expenses, if there are areas of expenses that you want to rectify, and most importantly, find out if you are spending more money than you are making, because if that's the case, then it is really difficult to make any significant financial progress. So, hope you understand this financial tool now, and also the difference between a cash flow plan and tracker. In order to actually calculate your cash inflows and outflows and your net flow, similar to net worth, all you need is basic addition subtraction math. But in practice, it is a bit more involved than net worth because there are a lot more categories that you need to track. However, in today's modern digital world, people rarely use hard cash. Everything is digitalized, which could work in your favor because I'm sure there are apps that already exist that help you aggregate all these income, expenses, and track your cash flow automatically. But I haven't found an app that works best for me, so I still use an Excel sheet to do this. So it's a bit more manual work than automation, but this is one tool that I definitely want to 100% automate at some point in my life, but not right now when I'm at the start of my personal finance journey. But each to their own, depending on your financial situation. Maybe there is an app that works seamlessly with your life. So I would encourage you to try out different methods and stick with whatever is the most convenient to you. Having said that, I will show you how I plan and track my cash flow. Honestly, this part of the video is the most intimidating for me because showing my net worth tracker was like giving you a peek of my clothes closet. Showing you my cash flow plan and tracker is like putting my underwear cupboard on display. But here goes nothing. So this is what my cash flow plan and tracker looks like. On the left hand side, you can see all the different categories. So column A and B become my cash flow plan, and the rest of it, so column A and R, S, T onwards, becomes my cash flow tracker that I do on a monthly basis. So like I said at the start, for a cash flow, there will be cash inflow, outflow, and net flow. And you should never have net flow to be negative because that means you are spending more than you are earning. It should ideally be zero so that every penny that you're earning is allocated a purpose, but it is also not a bad thing if your net flow is positive because that is just extra cash that you can do whatever you want with, or just carry it over to the next month. So for me, I am more of a saver than a spender, and that really reflects on my cash flow statement. Only month of June I was negative 17 pounds, but otherwise I have been net positive, which is not good because that shows that I need to get better at spending more money on the things that I like or invest more. So let's look at my cash inflows or income streams in a bit more depth. Main source of income is my after-tax salary from my full-time job, but I also teach coding some months of the year as a freelancer with CFG. I also have a row for carryover income and an other category which is like random money from refunds or gifts or any other random gig. All these separate categories get added and reflected as my total money inflow. Now, coming to the chunkiest section of the cash flow, which I think is true for everyone because we have a lot more ways of spending money than earning. So, for my cash outflow, I have the following categories listed: mandatory expenses, which cover rent, bills, food, transport, health, fitness, and charity. I have to point out that I've been super lucky to have my housing very low compared to my income. And the only reason I knew that range of what range of rent to look for before moving to the UK is because I created a cash flow plan and knew the amount that I should be looking for. And this really allows me to spend money on things that I value and enjoy more than housing costs. So my rent and bill has been exactly what I planned, which is 560 for the last 12 months. But my food has been chaotic. I definitely ate a lot more outside than in groceries than I thought I would, but total it came out as my plan. Transport I allocated 100 and spent 66 on average. Health I allocated 346, whoa, and spent 179 on average. And that's only because I accounted for therapy, but I get free therapy from work, woohoo! And charity, I allocated £50 a month, but only spent 21 on average, which I hate. So again, I started spending more on charity from this year onwards. Shout out to anyone that follows me on Instagram and knows about my 5K shenanigans. Coming to another main category in my outflows, so business expenses, which is any side hustle expenses, or tax on my freelance CFG teaching that I do. Then comes savings, so I'm contributing to NatWest £150 every month, and Monzo savings account, I used to do that but not anymore. Then my favorite category of all, that is investments, which is my stocks and shares ISA. However, I'm still working on this because I set out with 300 automated payment, then cancelled and switched to 500, and that was too much. So since I stopped automating it, it has been all over the place and I need to get back to automating my ISA investments. Coinbase is automated, so literally £60 total just goes away on its own to Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. I don't even have to worry or think about it. It's just gone on its own, which is what I really want to do with my stocks and shares ISA as well. Lastly, the other investment category that I randomly experiment with. Coming to my final category for cash outflow, which is miscellaneous, because trust me, there are always things that you cannot account for that you have to keep buying, and it's all different things every month. So anything that does not fit any of the above ones, I just put it in here. But these are further divided into less than or equal to £20, less than or equal to £50, less than or equal to £100, more than £100, and holidays. Holidays is a newly created category, so some of the data that should be here is somewhere in other categories, but from this year onwards, I will know how much I'm spending on holidays as a separate category. So overall, it is no perfect, but what really matters is I am not overspending, which comes quite naturally to me, to be honest. And also, after having tracked for over a year now, I'm able to see areas I can improve, make a change, keep it as it is, and all these individual decisions contribute to my overall net worth, financial progress, and just life in general. Similar to last time, I will make this template available for free as long as you fill a Google form. I receive feedback data from you and you receive a free template as a thank you gift. That is all I wanted to cover regarding cash flow planning and tracking. Hope you enjoyed and learned something new. Please, 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 if you have watched this far, might as well just like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, Please, if you could share this video with one other person that you think might benefit from this video, please do that. That way, I get a new viewer and hopefully subscriber, and they get new knowledge. A win win situation for both. Hit the notification bell if you want to find out when the next episode of Money Matters will come out. Anyway, that is all for episode 2. Until next time, when I return with another matter related to money, because money matters. Okay, bye. Also, thank you to my patrons Anuj and George for supporting me on Patreon. Thank you, thank you, thank you.